you've been playing center now for a couple of weeks in practices. What's the biggest difference? What's the biggest challenge?
I'd say just mentally, just getting the playbook, getting in, and just knowing what to do with every single front the defense gives us. Our defense gives us a lot of different things to look at, and just mix it up a lot. So that's probably the biggest thing. But it's good for me to get out there versus our defense and see all that, because we're most likely not going to get this much different stuff in a game. When we go into real life game.
So how does that compare to a guard or a tackle? You kind of just wait for the center and the quarterback to tell you when you're playing those other spots?
Not wait. You have an idea of what you got to do, but they give you the mic ID and then kind of give you a call, and you go after that what you got to do. So,
Nick, it seems like you and Haycraft are both sort of newcomers to this position. Have you guys clung to each other a little bit as former tackles converting to center?
I mean, I think all three of the centers that we've, me, Spence, and him, all just kind of, throw questions off each other, especially Spence, since it's his, going to be his fourth or fifth year? I forget which it is. And he's, he's a good veteran to, ask some questions and throw some things off. So, it's all been kind of like a group discussion.
And then I have to ask you, obviously, the tough question that's on everybody's mind. Why do you wear your jersey rolled up so high in practice?
I just always have since high school. It's just kind of like my thing.
Oh, so, yeah?
Yeah.
Guys give you a hard time about that?
Not really. They, the first couple of days, I'd be like, oh, okay, I see you with the, the belly out. But other than that, nothing really.
How would you describe your chemistry with Daniel?
That's still coming along. Everything. It's going good, though. I feel like it's always tough to get under there and, get used to QB. I've been rolling with all 4 different QBs that we have. So it's kind of good to get used to get snaps with every single one and, be able to mix and match and things like that. So I think that helps.
And I don't mean to be a bad guy here, but when you and Daniel end up running a penalty lap, I mean, do you ever say, well, that was your fault, and he says that was yours? Or, I mean, how do you handle that?
A lot of the time we both just try to take the blame on it. So it just kind of, we both don't want to get, throw each other under the bus. So we kind of be like, oh, that was me. Oh, that was me. And they're like, all right, well, both of you could go take a lap then.
Hey, Nick, I understand you trained in the offseason with Will Hernandez. Can you talk a little bit about that training? And did that give you sort of an advantage knowing that, you might potentially be working next to him this season?
Oh, yeah, no, I got lucky this offseason, be able to work with Will. And, my gym stayed open through all of the COVID and the whole pandemic. They just allowed all professionals in there. There's a lot of Raider guys, a couple, Colts guys, kind of a couple guys that are just all from Vegas that mixed together in there. But it was really good to get in there with Will, and we could, run a couple plays off each other and, kind of get used to our fits and work together in that kind of way. But, yeah, it was good.
What type of they talk about communication, the nonverbal and the verbal amongst offensive linemen. Do you feel like you just got a jump start on that? And how has that process been going, not just with Will, but with the other guys?
I mean, it takes time. It's our first – we didn't get an OTAs together, which kind of, doesn't hurt us, but it just – that time helps you get all those kinks and little things out of the way. Then, so when you come to training camp, the offense, the technique, and how each person plays, and, it helps – during that. But, I think we're doing a good job, playing off of each other. Me, Will, and Zeitler, been together with each other for the last, 2 years, I think. So we kind of understand each other inside. So.
Thanks, Nick.
Oh, thank you.
Shorts.
Hey, Nick, is there a certain mentality that a center has to have that you have gotten or you're developing? I mean, you're making the calls. Everything starts with you. You're used to playing guard and tackle. Is it something when you go out there, you feel like you're a natural at center now? You go line up there, or sometimes you still kind of hesitate a little bit?
I think mentally I'm thinking about so much. I don't really think about the physical part and like the technique part and snapping the ball. So I kind of, it's kind of nice just to be able to go out there and think and try to do the play. And then by the time I give the calls out and everything, I'm just ready to go and I don't have to think about it too much.
And 2 weeks from today, you guys will have a game. Can you envision yourself the starting center for the New York Giants 2 weeks from tonight against the Steelers?
I'm still in competition with Spencer Pulley and Tyler Haycraft. We're going to go at it, and it's going to be like that way until the coach gives you lets you guys know who the starter is and lets us know who the starter is, and you can ask Judge that question if you want.
Hey, Nick, Coach Colombo said the other day that you've really sort of become an alpha, in the middle of the line. Are you having to be that guy, is that really an adjustment for you, or are you finding that having to be that guy kind of suits your personality?
Let me think about that one real quick. I think just as an offensive line, it's kind of like a mentality as a whole, and just like I think offensive linemen have to be the alpha people of the whole huddle. And as a center, it's your huddle until the QB steps in. And, you got to make sure it's right and it looks good until the QB steps in. So,
but you feel like it suits the way that you like to play. You like to be in charge of the line.
I mean, it's the first time I've ever been in charge of the line. It's nice. It's a lot more responsibility mentally. So it's something I'm getting used to.